What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about the best defenders and the best attackers for the upcoming meta of Battlegrounds. So up top right here we're going to have Hard Knock Life. Whenever we parry we gain a Disorient, and this can stack as well. It's going to reduce our defensive ability accuracy and our block proficiency by 10%. There's also Ebb and Flow Knockdown where you can you deal 60% less damage when the protection shield is up, and if you knock down the defender you gain Fury, which gives you 40% attack. And then you have to remember that when the Fury expires, the protection returns and all debuffs on the defender are purified. So we do not really want to use debuff heavy champs in this meta. And also the relic is going to start 50%. And then once you advance from Victor track to the Gladiator circuit, you're going to have a 20% Hard Knock Life instead of 10. And then Ebb and Flow is still the same, but then they add up Advanced Maneuvers. So when you knock down the defender, they have a 100% chance to evade one attack, and that charge lasts for 10 seconds. So you can either wait it out, or you can have an evade counter. So let's start with the Science Champion. So for attack, we do not want debuff heavy champs. So some of the Science champs are not going to work. Like here, Scorpion, I don't think he's going to be really great. I don't think Spider-Ham is going to work very well, but you can use champs like Joe Fixit because with his Disorients, he can actually fail the node. So he's actually pretty decent. I was using him back in the day when we had the Ebb and Flow knockdown. But Hulk, you know, he stacks all those debuffs and all that stuff, but maybe if you time the rotation well, he can probably kill the opponent without extra Fury as well. So I'm just including him as a good one. And then there's obviously Torch, Joe Fixit. Then you don't want to use Mr. Fantastic. Never want to do that because the debuffs are just going to get shrugged off. Quicksilver, you know, he has that slow, so he can ignore the evade. But the thing is, Quicksilver, you have to play a certain way where you don't lose your whiplashes. Like if you stack up some, you have to detonate them fast, because then the shield is going to come back and purify every single debuff. So he could be tricky to use. There is She-Hulk. She's really good for this. She has the slow and the heavy, which is what you want to do as well because of the Ebb and Flow knockdown. And yeah, definitely like a very simple champ, doesn't rely on debuffs, so she's definitely going to be great. Silk, I'm not too sure. Maybe with a certain rotation, if you time it with the shield again, because, you know, Silk, you can do that Wasp combo where you can basically do like a 40 combo into your heavy, which is going to allow you to trigger or to like remove the shield without even parrying. So that's going to save you some block damage for sure. So she will work. I'm not sure if it's going to mess up with her debuffs though. Like you have to time it correct, like in a very good way. Spider-Man also has a slow, very good. Spot definitely works just because, you know, Spot just needs to apply the debuffs. You don't care if they purify them. You just need to apply the Ruptures just for your Rupture bank. And then there's also Wasp, you know. She doesn't have too many debuffs, and she has the easy knockdown with the 4-hit combo, which allows you to like ignore some block damage without parrying. Then we have the the skill class. This is by far the best one. So Black Cat can probably shut down the node. Same thing with Black Panther, but I think Black Cat is gonna be better because Black Panther reduces some ability accuracy with his bleed as well. So if you get unlucky, those can get shrugged off. Crossbones, he can still, you know, shut down the node. Elsa is not the best, but she could work. You know, Elsa, once they evade once, you apply cold snaps. But the thing about this is, once the shield comes back again, your cold snaps are going to fall off. So you need to apply them again. So she's not going to be the fastest, but if you got a 7-star, it might be worth putting in the deck for testing. Falcon is going to be very good. Amazing. You just knock them down, you trigger your lock on, and then you're just going to get a lot of those cruelties. He's going to be amazing for this. Hawkeye is pretty decent. He's got a slow as well, but he does rely on those debuffs, so he's not going to be the best. But if you don't have good counters, I think he deserves to be in the deck. Hit Monkey can be decent as well. He has that Assassin's Cunning, I think, to, yeah, prevent the opponent's evade effects. He could definitely save you some time. He's pretty fast as well. There's also my favorite, Karnak. He's got a true stack on the SP1. You want to knock down the opponent with him as well, so this should work really well. It's just the thing is, his fragiles, if you stack them up, at some point they're gonna fall off, so he's not gonna be the fastest, but I might add him to my deck. Kate Bishop is probably going to be one of the best champs because she has passive cold snap, which just ignores evade. You have easy knockdowns without even parrying, because, you know, when you do that parry effect, you just stun the opponent. You don't even take any block damage, so she's going to be amazing for this. Kingpin, he can also ignore the node because of his SP1 degen, reduces ability accuracy, defensive. And there's a couple more. Massacre could work as well. He's got a disorient. You know, with his SP2 nuke, that 40% fury should probably kill the opponent really fast. There is also Moondragon, which I love. I will use her a lot. Once she goes to 20 charges, she completely ignores evade effects. Yeah, Moondragon hits cannot be evaded right there after 20, so not too bad. There's also Shang-Chi and Stealth. Amazing champs. They have easy access to slow. Very, very strong as well. So they're just nuke champs with counters to the nose, so they're going to be amazing. And there's also Valkyrie. Valkyrie is going to work as well. Now, moving on to the mutant class, we have APOC. APOC is not the best, but keep in mind, you get a disorient on you every time you parry. This guy can go disorient immune. So I'm just including this because it's really rare, and it actually might save you from that block damage once you like trigger one disorient and then you just parry without even worrying about another disorient, especially for the Gladiator circuit. I feel like, because like disorient's gonna be a lot stronger. Archangel's obviously gonna be a beast. Bishop is good because I guarantee you'll see a lot of those skill purified champs, because those are the best for defense this meta. So keep in mind he's going to be very good. Same with both Storms right there. And then we have Danny. Danny is actually amazing because she's got a passive slow, which is awesome for that evade. Like, Ebb and Flow knockdown is not going to purify that passive slow. So that is amazing stuff right there if you got a Danny. Domino can probably crit fail the node, I'm pretty sure. Kitty Pryde with that extra 40% damage, if you knock down the shield, should be really great. Magneto should work as well. He can shut down the node. And then Toad, I think he's going to be interesting because, like, if you apply some paralytic poisons, when the shield comes back, if you fight a skill champ, they have a chance to get a, there it is. They have a chance, 70% chance to inflict paralytic poison passive. So Toad might be an interesting attacker right there. Then we have tech champs, not too many of them. Ghost has the evade counter, amazing stuff. iDoom, he's got the easy knockdown. You can do like a heavy mid combo. So that's a very easy knockdown. I think he's going to work very well with that extra 40% damage. I'm really excited to use him. Nimrod with that extra 40% should be a beast as well. Penny with the extra damage from the incinerates should be great. It's just those champs do not have evade counters, but they have a lot of damage. Stark Spidey as well. And then lastly, Warlock. But they do not counter evade. The only one that counters evade is like Ghost. They just have good damage, those champs. And they don't really rely on debuffs. And then we have the Cosmic class. We have Corvus, which you can gain the evade charge by knocking down the opponent. They're going to gain the advanced maneuvers evade. You just hit them and then just knock them down again. You're going to have the charge. And because this meta is probably going to be a suicide-friendly meta, with that extra damage from recoil, I think Corvus will work. Then there's obviously Ghost Rider, which you're probably going to have to change your rotation, because if you start with the heavy, they're going to evade. So you might want to leave that heavy for the last judgment. Like, I'll do some testing as well. But there's also Gallon. I think Gallon, even if the protection is up, his harvest damage cannot be reduced. So he can survive maybe a little bit longer. So you can maybe ignore some of that block damage near the end of the fight. There's also Hercules, Hulkling, obviously amazing champs. Null is not the best because his debuffs get shrugged off in the beginning of the fight and throughout the fight, but he does counter the evade, so I had to include him there. And also Venom for Spider champs if you want to use it, but he also, you know, likes his debuffs, so not the best. He just counters the evade. And then going for the Mystic class, there's not too many good Mystic champs. I included Absorbing Man because he's got that region, could help you with the disorient. America Chavez and Doom have the exact same, you know, mid combo heavy, so you can just ignore the parries from about the Disorient node, this Hard Knock Life, because you can just do it mid-combo. And then there's Juggernaut. Juggernaut is just a very nukey defender, attacker, so with the Ebb and Flow knockdown, Fury should be really fast. Now Tigra as well, I didn't include her, but she could work if you time the SP2 correct. Like if you can go for double heavy and then maybe an SP2 before the Ebb and Flow comes back, and then it purifies your debuffs, she should be able to kill an opponent with just an SP2, especially if you're running suicides. But now let's go for the defense, best defense champs. So Jessica Jones can definitely get you cornered, and then if you have Disorient on you, you have to block. You have to block because she goes unstoppable and all that stuff. So be careful about Jessica Jones. Joe Fixit, he's got his own Disorients. The block damage from this one is not going to be fun. And then also I included Quicksilver because he's got a lot of blocked hits. Sometimes it's tough to like evade his specials as well. So with the extra Disorient, I feel like his block is going to hurt. Now moving on to the skill, this is definitely the best class for defenders because there's a lot of purifiers. There is Edge and Venom. Atuma is not going to be the best because he's actually going to purify his own concussions. So keep that in mind. Maybe I don't include mine in the deck either. Zemo is really hard to parry, so I included him there. He's also got his own Disorient, so the block damage is going to be massive. Crossbones purifies as well. Kingpin, Korg, Mole Man, Nick Fury, obviously. And then Elsa, she could be tricky. Same with Kate Bishop, just because when those champs evade, they counterattack. Kate Bishop stuns you, and Elsa kind of like stuns you, so she's probably going to hit you after if she evades, so keep that in mind. Then for mutants, we have APOC. He's a tank. He has a lot of block damage at his special 1, special 2 if you don't know how to dex them. I personally cannot really dex special 1, so I just parry and then block. Domino is obviously going to be annoying. Cannot really parry her, and she's Domino. And then Emma Frost. I think Emma Frost, she goes like stun immune throughout the fight with her diamond form. It would be tough to knock her down. I will probably include my rank 3 in the deck. And then for the tech class, we have Darkhawk. Darkhawk, you know, if you knock him down, he enters his shield mode, where he can auto block you, and he reduces damage by quite a bit. He provides himself a lot of armor as well. And enemy critical damage reduced by 100%, which is awesome. Then there's also, I added like Green Goblin. If anyone has a ranked up Green Goblin, he should be annoying with the Disorient and his block damage with the special 1 and the regen and all that, but I don't know if anyone else has, if anyone has Green Goblin. Punisher 399 is going to be decent with his block damage, and this champ is amazing as well. Shuri. You cannot parry Shuri, and her heavy, some champs cannot really heavy counter her own heavy, so because she recovers quick as well. She's going to be really good, especially if you get a 7-star with the block penetration stat focus. The block damage is going to be huge for Shuri. And then Infinity War Outer Man, because you cannot really parry him. Some chip damage as well. He's a 7-star too. And then for Cosmic, we have Annihilus. Really tough to parry sometimes. I'm not looking forward to fighting Annihilus without my Absorbing Man. Gore could be really interesting, because like if you want to knock him down, and you don't have one of those champs like Doom and American Shadows where you don't need to parry, if he stacks way too many buffs, he's gonna debuff you with like Poison, Bleed, and Shock. So there could be some crazy debuff damage with Gore, so keep that in mind. King Groot, he's really good because he purifies as well. He's got his own regen. Hulkling's got his Pierce, definitely a lot of block damage. And then Nova. Nova, we all know Nova is very annoying to like parry. Cannot really parry him, and his heavy could be really annoying to like heavy counter with some certain champions. And then lastly, we have the Mystic class. We have Absorbing Man. His block damage after 2 SP1s. Keep that in mind. If he refines his Black Uru, you don't really want to parry. And sometimes you might forget about it because you want to like parry to knock down the shield. But then you're going to see your health melt. Then we also have Doom's block damage. Mangog is going to be a pain, especially if you get a 7-star. If you have a Disorient on you or more Disorients on you, that SP2, you're going to feel it. And then there's of course this guy. You cannot really parry this guy. I feel like he's going to be very, very annoying on defense, Ebony Maw. And lastly, Mordo. He's got his Astral Evade. You know, if this guy evades, he degens you as well, and he can retaliate. So be careful. It's the same the same mechanic like Kate Bishop and Elsa Bloodstorm. So keep that in mind. And yeah, that is gonna do it for today's video. I will be streaming Battlegrounds tomorrow, not when they drop, but I will be streaming it on my main account and on my new account as well, to like practice as well. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.